Got some more pictures of some old pulling tractors. Thought you might want to look at. Seemed like you enjoyed seeing the others, so there you go. Now here's some that are my own collection of pictures. I think at Montgomery County, Gaithersburg. Some pictures that I took. That was a pretty strong running tractor for a single engine modified, not a blower on it. It's an interesting shot of Coleman Wheatley's 4240 Delaware Ether Eater. Had written on the back of the seat, "Don't worry about the mule, just load the wagon." There's a picture up underneath the hood with the, obviously with the side shield off, of the Ether Eater. You can see a little bit of detail of the turbo setup. Had triple turbos on there. I think he only had like a T18A90 on top, and then a 74, and then I believe he just had a T08 on the bottom. It was a pretty standard setup back then. Should have shook things up and put something a little hotter under there, but anyway, still did fairly well. There's Glenn Darnell's Virginian Allison. He built one for Sonny Owens exactly like it, but Sonny lived right down the road from me, so he called it the Marylander. Had a very similar paint scheme, except it was red instead of blue. Yep. Another picture of it, you can see Eddie Horman's cased the light up on the trailer there. This was after he had lightened it all up with a bunch of aluminum. I don't think he ever liked it so much after he lightened it up. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know that he may have regretted getting it lightened up. And this picture of him running, I guess he's, I don't know what class that would be. It's just 75 or 95, not sure. Gaithersburg. It's Tom Savage's second Alabama splitter, and sitting behind him was a 4010 Alfred Wiles was running at that time. And we had gone to a pull up at Buck. It was a national pull, and that was the old Banter Brothers Brown, but the Ferry Brothers of up in Massachusetts had bought it. And still a very good pulling tractor. Classic pulling tractor. Another iconic pulling tractor, John Hallman's Old Red. Pulled really well against some tractors with 3 and 4 engines on them, just with those two. Did really, really well. Marshall Meyer. Was that a 966? Dog, if I can remember. He had 4 turbos on there at that time. Yep. Ron Vargas, a judge. Twin Allison. They say he had one of the engines was really built. I don't know how many thousands of dollars he had in it, and the other one was low budget. I don't want to say junker, but they hadn't been in it much, I don't think. It ran really good. It's kind of a view from the driver's seat right there. And one of the Stauffer brothers, Deutz, they always ran really well. I guess the underdog. 345 cubic inches, I think. That's what they were. Air-cooled diesels. Tried to get some pictures of them pulling up there at Buck. They didn't come out the greatest. This is a Banter Brothers, I think, a 5-engine tractor they had at that time. This was Dan Utz Thumper. This is Westminster pull the next year, I guess. Andy Zielinski and what's his name, Brown? I don't know. B and Z pulling team. It might have been Brown and Zielinski. Yeah, had their. I think at that time they had the V8 892 on there, and it was getting where it would run pretty good. Always enjoyed hearing it run, seeing it run. When Lustig was running the Super Steeler, I used to love pulling with him, because I could beat him sometimes with buckshot. I had my neighbor Sonny Owens. He could run 3 or 4 460s on there. I think he just got the 3 on there right then. He ran 4 of them. If it wasn't a real good track, he couldn't get the front end to come up, so a lot of times he just run with 3. There's Marty Gladhill pulling. I guess that was Tom's old tractor, Tom Savage's, I think. Marty will correct me if I got it wrong. But this is down St. Mary's County, Budds Creek. I think that's Johnny Blank. If I'm wrong, somebody can correct me. That Running Bear tractor. That's Dale McKenzie pulling that Packard powered modified. Always loved to see that run. It was very hard to tune, evidently. It would backfire and stuff, but still spin the tires pretty good. Before Tommy Wilkerson got into Superstock pulling, he was pulling this 806 in the farm stock class. There's Lewis McDonald pulling the 4010 in the farm stock class. And there's a picture of Earl Harmel on his 4430. Another one of them coming off the line. There's Lewis again going up the track. And there's Sonny Owens on the that Allison that was built for him. The Marylander Allison. Looks just like the Virginian, except it's, like I say, it has a red theme paint job. Here's Dave Stockett on one of the Stockett's Rockets tractors. 2 blown big block Chevys on there. I think that used to be Mike Hoff's Big Blue 2. Except Mike Hoff was running Hemis. There's Earl Howard, Allison. And that young fella there running that R, his name Bill Grimes. And if you look close, my left hand is on the throttle, my right hand is doing something near the dashboard. I'm opening up valves, and I won't tell you what they did, but it made it pull good. This is a good shot of Mr. Bill Eversfield when he was running his twin engine. He had 2 390s on there, 390 Fords, and I believe he's pulling down there Leonardtown, possibly. Oh, not sure. He was a really fine man. He was the president of Southern Maryland Tractor Pullers for a little while. Did a good job. Yeah, I bought that 4010 from Lewis McDonald. He's been working on it there in the shop. Got her tore down pretty good. Had that old turbo and I stuck it on there. That's the same turbo I had on the John Deere A. It's been on about 8 different vehicles, pulling vehicles. And that's me pulling the 4010 with the turbo on it. Got into some hot water with that thing with some of my competitors. They didn't think I should have done that, but anyway. Here's a young fella I let drive one time. I ain't going to give you his name, but he's a good customer of ours now. He pulls a 4020, and we just finished putting together turbo setup and big injection pump on his 4240 here recently. He watches some videos from time to time. Thought he'd get a kick out of seeing them pictures. Here, a classic pulling tractor, the Flintstone Flyer. That was built by a very good neighbor of mine, good friend, and another neighbor. And they had a good time pulling that in a limited modified class. And then, of course, this is a Spirit of Deer Power that I put together after I bought Donnie Thomas's old Super Stock 4020 and took parts of that and my 4010 and put them together and built that to pull in, I don't know, hot farm stock, whatever. And made more enemies. Didn't mean to. It just happened. But anyhow, thought you'd enjoy seeing some of them old pictures. Yep. Hey, here's just some neat old pictures of pulling tractors I got off. A lot of them from Facebook, which I don't like being on Facebook, but we just have a Facebook account for our business. So anyhow, hope you enjoy looking at them. Ron Vargas, the judge. Twin Allison. She ran really good. It's kind of a view from the driver's seat right there.